Welcome to Progression's Playground. It's day 3 of X Games Aspen 2018. We come to you for the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's the men's snowboard slopestyle final. Brandon Graham alongside Canadian heartthrob Craig Mcmorris, and the third member of our field, Corbin Harris, out on the course today. Craig, this is one of our favorites because we see innovation, we see creativity, we see tricks we've never seen before year after year.
Preach, Brando, preach. I look forward to this day every single year.
It's your Christmas.
This is my Christmas, my New Year's, and you know what? It's my Thanksgiving too, because I gotta give thanks to these riders for going for it in, day out on this beautiful slopestyle course.
Yeah, we've got a heavy roster headlined by some big names, including those two right there. Our defending gold medalist on the right, 18-year-old Marcus Cleveland, and your little brother, Mark Mcmorris, trying to regain the top spot. This is an event he's won oh so many times.
Now, the interesting thing here is the podium from last year did not have to compete in the slopestyle qualifier. So these two, we have not seen what they can throw down on this slopestyle course yet.
Very good point. Who will be joining those two? We see now in our 8-man final. Of course, Tyler Nicholson was our silver medalist last year. He also pre-qualifies. How about Red Gerard? First top-ranked qualifier from a couple of days ago.
Red Gerard is like a fine wine. As he gets older, he just gets better and better. I'm going to start calling him Rouge.
That's good to know. He's not even old enough to drink. And of course, Yuki Kodono in search of his very first slopestyle medal. Hard to believe. He's been so good in big air, never medaled in slopestyle.
Got all the tricks. Past best result for Yuki Kodono was outside of the top 10.
That's silly. So he's already ahead today because there's only 8 guys in the field.
His finish today will be his best slopestyle result, which is just mind-blowing because he's got triples 2 different ways. He's got a backside 1980 quadruple cork. I don't think we're going to see that today, but he is capable.
Look at this crowd invading Buttermilk Mountain. It's a fan favorite, this comp, year after year. A look at our format for today. We've got 8 riders. They're getting 3 runs each. Single best score counts.
Overall impression. Now, what that means is the judges want to see you ride this course uniquely with extremely difficult or technical tricks. And while you do all that, they want to see you perform it or execute it perfectly.
And what a course this is, Craig. A little bit of a departure from what we've seen previous years, particularly on the top of the course.
I love this course. I had the pleasure of riding practice, and the rail section up top forces these riders to slow down, gives them so many options, and the ability to get extremely technical. You'll see a lot of different line choices throughout this field.
First rider to drop in, 21-year-old out of Tokyo, Japan, making his 7th X Games appearance, Yuki Kodono.
Regular footed rider dropping in with that left foot forward, switching up here, going cab 270 on that first down rail.
Yuki coming in hot with a podium finish last night in big air.
So he's got a lot of momentum, but he needs to bring it to that slope course, needs a full pull, especially for that first rider. You want to set that benchmark score, if you will. Going cab 1080 on that first jump, so he takes off, switch, lands, switch, 3 full rotations, then goes absolutely out of the ballpark, trying to go right over that fence. Switch backside triple 16 on that middle jump. If he would have landed that, I might have lost my voice.
It's crazy to think at 21 years old making a 7th X Games appearance. I still feel like when you watch Yuki, he's so good, but there's still some sort of untapped potential with him that we're yet to see.
I couldn't say it better. It's consistency when it comes to Yuki. We've seen him blow minds, do stuff we've never seen before, and then we'll see him come out and not make a final or outside of the top 10. So with Yuki, it's just coming down to consistency. Obviously, 3 runs in this slopestyle final. Run 1, first rider, Yuki Kodono. He's going to throw that one away.
And of course, he's been here before at 26.66. It's always tough to be that first one to drop in on Saturday finals.
All right, Kyle, when you're ready, bud.
So here's Kyle Mack.
Alrighty.
Making his 4th X Games appearance. He's never got on the podium before, but boy, did he look good in qualies, Craig.
He looked really good. He looks good in that kit, too. The base of his board is also yellow. We cannot say for sure, but we assume that his favorite Coldplay song would be yellow.
Sure.
Yeah. Kyle Mack one of those riders that's going to take advantage of these top sections. This technical rail line. 180 in backside 360 out. Switch backside 360 out, pardon me. Switch backside 1260, puts it down perfectly. I watched him in practice. He got lit up on that trick. Makes no mistake, but look at this double Michael Chuck.
Oh my.
At this point, when it comes to the final, there's a lot of adrenaline. There's a lot of nerves. And what happens to a rider when they have a lot of adrenaline and a lot of nerves? You tend to go much faster. You disregard maybe one speed check that is needed, and Kyle Mack did that on that double Michael Chuck. Going front one, switch tail press, switch backside 360 out, but this is where he went down, Brando. Double Michael Chuck, made famous by Canadian Michael Chuck. And what happened with Kyle there, he had way too much air, so he started to do a front side rotation. You want to land with that right foot forward if you take off with your right foot forward.
So a 27 for Mack again. Each of these guys getting 3 cracks out on this course. Chris Corning, 18 years old, making his X Games debut, has made a lot of noise this winter in other contests. He came correct in qualifiers. This guy did not just come here to get to the finals. He expects to get on the podium.
He's got the tricks. Can he clean it up on the rails? Wow. Cab one in, backside 360 out, 50-50 front side 360 out, grabbing a little bit of melon at that front hand on the heel side edge. The backside 270. So far, so good for Chris Corning.
Out of Silverthorne, Colorado.
Coming to this first of the 3 jump line switch. Cab 1260, I don't know if I really appreciate the style, really trying to muster it around. Now that jump isn't as big as these other 2 jumps, so the riders want to really throw a hammer on the top one, maybe 1260 or 1440. They have to really get going, and Chris Corning falling on that second jump there.
Now there were some speed concerns on this course yesterday when the ladies hit it. In fact, a couple dropped because they weren't sure about that. Seeing no after effects here today.
The men are normally a little bit bigger than the women, so if you have more weight on the snowboard, you can carry a lot more speed. The other thing that was affecting the women was that fresh snow that was worked into the course, and there was definitely some inches on the ground.
Snowfall overnight for sure here in Aspen.
And it was not snowing last night, so that fresh snow was worked in, and the course is running extremely fast.
A 31 for Chris Corning, at least temporarily putting him into first place. Now in his 3rd X Games appearance. Out of British Columbia, 21-year-old Darcy Sharp.
Darcy Sharp pulled out of the big air event last night due to ankle issues. He has been battling these ankles for 6-7 months now, and he knows that he has a much better attempt or better shot at a slopestyle medal than a big air medal. And this is the reason why. He is probably one of the best rail riders in this field. Nollie front board, same way out. That was real pretty. The nuances of the nollie when you take off on that front foot.
That was Tony Hawk Pro Skater-esque.
That was. That really was. And going cab over 2 on that monster of a gap rail right there. Switch backside 1260 from Darcy Sharp. Perfect.
What a run so far for the 21-year-old.
Front side off the toes, grabbing nose. 1080. He's on one, Brando. I'm excited.
The money booter.
1, 2, 3. That was a backside triple 1440. The Canadian onslaught continues.
You just had to get that in there, didn't you?
Somebody's got to say it.
Darcy Sharp putting down the best run of the day. Take another look onto this C-rail.
Wow. Every part of that rail run was so unique, so different. Then going off the toes, spinning front side, grabbing the nose, all the way down, backside triple. I think this is a extremely good run for Darcy.
The judges are going to love how techy he got the rails on top.
But we have to remember the names at the bottom of this lineup.
An 87.66. What a score for Darcy as he takes over the top spot. When we return, our defending gold medalist, Marcus Cleveland, hits the course. We're in the middle of run number 1 here in the men's snowboard slopestyle final, but Craig, walk us through this course.
Feature 1. I love this top feature. It forces the riders to get extremely technical, and this second feature is right up against it, so you don't have very much time in between the first rail section and the second rail section, so that whole thing is kind of meshed together. Big rail garden with, if you will, pardon me. And now this third rail section, this is where the riders gain speed. See a lot of gap 2s on that down, flat down, or the rainbow rail. That puts them in position for this first of 3 jumps. Now this first of 3 jumps is a little bit smaller, so you'll see guys doing 1260s. They're really have to get on the gas pedal and bring it around. This second of 3 jumps has 2 quarter pipes on each side as well, so the riders have the opportunity of hitting the quarter pipes or going straight over, and then that money booter right at the end, Brando.
70 feet, look at that, 4 Jeeps, an insane crowd out here on hand at Buttermilk Mountain. Hey, let's turn down to Corbin Harris, who's with some X Games royalty on the summer side. Corbin, who you with?
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's only young, but he's X Games royalty right now. He's got 3 gold medals, 1 vert, 2 big air. Elliot Sloan, thanks for coming down here. Who is your pick today?
I'd have to say Kyle Mack. That's my dude right there.
Why do you love him so much?
I don't know. We've just been riding together like the past year or 2, and yeah, he shreds.
All right, thanks for coming down with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Corbin. So rad to have Elliot Sloan out here on the winter side. We welcome you back to the Jeep Slopestyle course, where we're in the midst of run 1 here in the men's snowboard slopestyle final. We drop now our top-ranked qualifier from just a couple of days ago, Red Gerard.
Oh yeah. There we go.
All right, Brad.
Red is a beauty. That's the only way you can describe it. One of the most talented kids on a snowboard and one of the nicest kids on the contest circuit.
So well said. A snowboarder, just such style, such lax personality. He's everything that's right about the sport right now.
Rides left foot forward, regular if you will. So far on this rail section, that is my favorite trick. Switch back to pull back. That is so hard to stop your rotation, then go board slide underflip on that A-frame rail. Red Gerard, great top section. Switch backside 1260, landing perfect, and here's where he sets himself apart, boosting on this quarter pipe. Frontside 1080 double all the way down, Brando. Hold your breath. Backside triple cork 1440. Boom.
Field, you've been put on notice. Red Gerard riding with such confidence, such ease as we take one more look.
Now, Red Gerard has to beat Darcy Sharp's 87.66 if he wants that number
True
1
statement.
spot. That's where I think he outs Darcy right there. The quarter pipe feature is rewarded so heavily. It's so different. And Red Gerard throwing a double on that, that is very, very technical.
And how does that, work strategy-wise? When you land your first
An 82.66, putting him into second place. And he gets 2 more attempts here. Well, there we see Mark Mcmorris, who is a true snowboarder, riding all aspects of the sport and enjoying the competitive scene. Let's now take a look at the Netflix altered Carbon on the Move with Mark Mcmorris.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Mcmorris! All right, ready to set this place on fire. Here we go, superhero! Your winner, Mark Mcmorris!
I think he feels he's got some unfinished business.
He's a very competitive person. He's so hungry. There's only one thing that matters, and that's winning.
Like, I see that, and I see that that's where his motivation is. And he's using that to his advantage to progress.
Winning is a good feeling. Being the best feels good. There's no doubt about that. And I mean, Mark is a good rail rider. He's a great jumper. He rides backcountry, he gets himself immersed in the powder and building jumps out there, and he's a true snowboarder.
It's a huge contest, and there's endorsement deals and everything that goes along with that, and media coverage and stuff, but that's just one part of snowboarding. You're going out there to have kick-ass time, You can't forget that, It's all about the fun. With Mark, who I think his passion for snowboarding, he loves it. Like, actually really loves it, and it's It's really inspiring.
It makes me feel like there's no other way for him. It runs in his blood.
There's no doubt about it. No bigger name in snowboarding right now than Mark Mcmorris, making his 10th X Games appearance, owner of 14 medals. He's won this event 4 times before. Nothing the Regina Rough Rider can't do.
I love that intro so much. Watch this gap front too. Boom. That's a big down flat down rail.
By the way, you looked great in that feature.
Thank you so much. I did my hair and everything. Mark Mcmorris is riding with a chip on his shoulder today. He's the most competitive person I know. He wants to win, and last night, that 4th place position, like
him finishing off the podium is just so bizarre in big air.
Frontside triple 1440 on the middle jump. Mark's got his eyes set on one thing, and that's a gold medal. If Mark puts this front triple down, back that up with a backside 16 on that money booter, almost perfect.
That jump, that trick off the middle jump,
so gnarly.
Cray.
If he would have put that down, just a bit too much weight on that back foot, but that trick is so difficult. That frontside triple cork 1440.
Sporting the camo kit this winter.
Low pro.
Glad the camera was able to catch him.
Yeah, that we were worried about that too.
Here's our defending silver medalist making his 5th X Games appearance. We saw him in big air last night, 22 years old, out of North Bay, Ontario, Tyler Nicholson.
Switch front board, trying to gap out to the switch 270, pull it back. Kind of comes off a little bit early, but that front side 2 makes no mistake. And now, ladies,
go ahead. No, please, you.
I was just going to say the Canadian Air Force, 7 straight golds in a row.
That's what I was going to say, Craig.
Upset by Marcus Cleveland, who won it last year, but somebody who could jump into that gold medal position is Tyler Nicholson. This run, though, he's going to try and throw it away. In this field, there's no room for error. There's no room for a hand touch. There's no room for a mistake.
That's what's so scary about the Canadian national team. We know the big dogs, right? Mark Mcmorris, Max Perot, who did not qualify for this, Sebastian Toutant as well. And then, oh, by the way, Tyler Nicholson comes in last year and says, don't forget about me. I want a kid on the block.
I want a silver medal. Cab 1440 on that right there. And this frontside 360, he's kind of got to be frustrated because he knows at the top he had a couple bobbles, has to throw this run away. But Tyler Nicholson, more than capable, 1440s, 2 different directions.
A 46.66 for Nicholson, good enough for the bronze medal position, but we're early. Well, there we see Norwegian Marcus Cleveland. He finds his home ski hill to be the perfect training spot. Let's take a look now at the real costs, keys to success with Marcus Cleveland.
My name is Marcus Cleveland. I'm from Dumbos, Norway. It's a pretty small town, but it's awesome here. There's not really much people, and whenever I go to the resort up here, like 200 meters away, I can pretty much do whatever I want, start the lift whenever I want, and yeah, it's sick. Resort's pretty small, and that's probably why I got to this level, that I can just ride whenever I want. And if I want to learn something new on the rails or knuckles, I can just go up there and build it and getting creative and just try it. It's awesome to experience all the best parks and mountains all around the world, but like coming home and ride at my home resort is always the best.
Well, a gold medal last year in slopestyle, a silver medal in big air just last night. He's coming in riding with supreme confidence.
I love that feature. It just goes to show, it doesn't mean that you don't need a massive mountain. You don't need the best. You just need to ride a lot. Marcus Cleveland, he spends a lot of time on his snowboard.
For people who haven't watched this kid ride at 18 years old, what makes him so special, Craig?
Board control. His ability to pop off his front foot, his back foot, his ability to flip off of rails there. We call that the berserker. Switch, backside 1080 though.
7.
That's going to be a throwaway run for Marcus Cleveland. Or will it though? Wow, kind of saves it with that frontside 10 and then going in back triple. Oh, 16 attempt. He knew after that switchback 10.
You saw it, yeah.
He was kind of playing it by ear, scrambling a little bit there.
Yeah, it became straight jazz as he got into the jump section.
But here we go. 270 on, 450, getting off kilter. He is the one who brought that trick to slopestyle snowboarding, and he's probably the best at it.
So Marcus will look to clean things up on attempt number 2. Again, each of the riders getting 3 runs here in this finals format as we await his run 1 score of 40, putting him into 5th. And run 1 officially in the books here at the Jeep Slopestyle course. More to come from Buttermilk Mountain after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
My name's Erin Hogue, and I'm a Whistler-based freelance photographer. I moved to Whistler about 8 years ago and have been shooting snowboarding for the past 5. On this particular day, it had dumped about 3 or 4 feet the night before this photo was taken, and this waterfall sits at the top of a massive hill climb that you can't sled to the top of. So I was stoked when the guys were down to hike, because it's about an hour hike in waist-deep snow to get to the top of it. And I was stoked too because Charles was down to hit it more than once, and I'm hyped that he did.
The X Games Zoom contest is a fan vote contest celebrating the best in action sports photography. Go to xgames.com/Zoom. Get your votes in. The winner gets an X Games Gold and a prize purse of 10 G's. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. Run 1 officially in the books here in men's snowboard slopestyle final. And a special guest coming through, straight legend, X Games medalist, Olympic gold medalist, Sage Kotzenberg. Sage, what's good, homie?
I'm here. I'm here. You guys were having too much fun in here. I was out there. Had to come in here.
So, Sage, you just watched run 1. Darcy Sharp with a commanding lead. What do you think so far?
Darcy's run was insane. I'd love to see Mcmorris toss it down and Cleveland put those down. And then from there on, I'd like to just, see people build on those runs and go from there.
Stack, stack, stack.
Yeah,
we want to see some
stack.
landing. We want to see some landing.
We want to
so
see
far,
some landings.
If you put your run down, you're in the top 2.
Exactly. We want to see a couple more stomps in there.
Sage, it's been a minute since an American even medaled in this event. You were the last one to do it back in 2012.
I'm claiming Red's going to do it
Is
today.
it Red? Does Red
Red's
get us back on the podium?
Dude. Red's my dog. He's gonna get it right here.
I mean, he's got all the tricks. He's got the technical rail
He's
pro.
got
It's that switchback 2 pullback.
The switchback 2 pullback you put in your slope run is straight up money.
You feel like calling some runs with us?
Let's do this, boys.
All right, well, we got you. So here is a look right now at the top 3 after run 1. Darcy Sharp in the lead. Red G, our top-ranked qualifier, Gerard, sitting in 2nd. And Tyler Nicholson, our defending silver medalist, sitting in 3rd place as we bring you back to the top of the Jeep Slopestyle course. And just like that, run 2 set to kick it off, Yuki Kodono.
How do you feel about Yuki Kodono going switchback 16-20 on the 2nd jump?
Dude, Yuki is straight up a tornado coming down this course, dude. He has all the tricks, and let's see what he's got here.
We were talking about it on his first run, Brando. The consistency is what. Oh, man, I jinxed him right there. Really affects him.
That's the worst. To fall on the first rail, man, and then going in. Now that was his 2nd run. Going into your 3rd run with falling on
Straight
that first rail is a huge, mentally breaks you down.
Craig and I talk about it. So much success in big air. It's crazy to us that he doesn't even have a top 10 finish in slopestyle because he's so good.
And he has that U.S. Open win with those back-to-back triples that was just a mind-blowing run. But I mean, X Games, you come here and it's definitely a mental task being here with all the world's best and everyone watching. So.
Well, speaking of mental, Sage, now on his 3rd of 3 runs coming in, you're dropping in, you know you fell on the first rail. That is the only thing that looks you in the face on your third run.
Exactly.
How do you regain control, regain confidence when you're coming in, maybe you hit that, come into the jump section?
Yeah, you kind of got to just go numb to it, because if you fall on one of the jumps, you can't see them. They're at the bottom. And like you just said, it's a perfect example. The rail's just staring you in the face. You just got to let that go and know that you have it.
So here's the Michigan kid, Kyle Mack. Finished 7th at X Games Aspen 2016 when he made his debut, trying to find his very first X Games podium. Kit flare for days
Kit
today.
flare, looking to see a front 10 bloody Dracula from him in this run. Would love to see that.
I love the way he attacks that down flat down too, gapping to the flat. You don't see that in contact.
No, you got to put some respect on that. Adding a little street flair.
I thought you would be a guy that would really appreciate this particular edition of the slopestyle course, given how techy it is up top.
One of the best slope courses I've seen. This is such a sick trick.
Switch backside 12, grabbing switch tail. That second torque on it is so unique.
Coming into the double chuck.
And that's just been giving him trouble all day. We saw him fall on that in his first run. I was so amazed in the qualifier. It was a 2-run format. He went yard on it and was able to save it. But here today, that double Michael chuck just not working out for him.
Yeah, that landing looks a little brick too. So I think those guys that are hitting the quarter pipes on it, having a little bit of a tough time coming down on it today.
Well, it's so hard not to over-rotate that trick. Look at him try and fight that, take that toe edge in, but just unfortunate there for
So 7th place is where Kyle Mack will stay, but of course he does get one more attempt out here on the course tonight. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN. Our coverage continues from Aspen with the women's snowboard super pipe final and the men's ski big air finals. All of our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app.
Sage, women's super pipe, who you got?
I'm going to toss Chloe Kim on the top there. She's riding so good, but I love seeing Kelly take the top too. Just you got to put some respect on that, man.
Put some respect on that name.
We expect a battle between those two tonight.
Put some respect on Chris Corning, the corn dog out here, putting it down, dude.
Chris Corning in his X Games debut looking so comfortable on this course, was terrific in qualifiers, sitting in 6th place.
Not so terrific on that second rail feature there, coming off way early. What do you make of that backside rodeo off that A-frame there, Sid?
Dude, backside rodeo off the A-frame is gnarly. Coming into the cab, 12, nose.
Opting for that quarter pipe feature, going back 10 alley-oop. How are your heels feeling after that one?
Frontside 14, wow.
Frontside 1440 on that bottom jump, so a full pull from Chris Corning, if you will. But right at the top, Brando, that rail bobble, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, the judges are keeping this thing so close to the vest. They want to see it from top to bottom. In years past, maybe you could get away if you're a big guy, jumps aficionado, getting a little lighter on the rails. Not in 2018.
No. In 2018, you got to have A-grade rails and A-grade jumps. It's not like, you know, you're just going to win on the jumps nowadays. It's just not. End of an era.
Especially the way this course is built, there's nowhere you can hide.
No, exactly. I like how you put it, because the rails are a huge part of it. There's a lot of them, and if you put a technical and creative run together with the rails, you're going to probably see yourself on the podium.
Speaking of technical and creative, Brando.
Darcy Sharp?
Darcy
Is that what you're alluding to? Our next rider to drop in? That's what we call a segue. Okay. Darcy Sharp, our current leader, just so clean.
Love
with
his rail game.
87.66, my goodness.
I love this rail line.
It's so sick, so technical.
Watch this nollie front blunt, same way.
That's something you don't really see on that camera angle. He's nollying into that, which is really sick.
And when we say nollie, we mean he jumps off his front foot. When you ollie onto a rail, you usually take off with your front foot up, and then your back foot drives the pop. Nollie, you pop off your front foot.
Love the hard way cab 270 gap.
Just the distance covered on that trick is so good.
Now Sharp sitting in first place with an 87.6.
Oh!
Wow.
Heavy edge cook. Looks like he kind of Houdini'd out of that one, though, without the scorp.
He evaded the
scorp. He kind of escaped the scorp there.
That cab over
so
to the lip.
Sick.
So gnarly. That rail is extremely long, so you're cooking into that. Now this switchback 12 Sage, Looks like he had it.
It looks like he had it. We can see as he comes around, his body keeps rotating. Can't see it on that angle, but that's an edge catch right there.
And that is one of the worst ways to fall. We saw Sebi DeBuck in the big air last night. He landed, and then your body keeps rotating. You catch your edge, and you're just not ready for it. Darcy Sharp, though, evades injury.
That's when you just go full body bag. There's nothing else that you can do there. It's just your body's going one way, your board's going the opposite, and you're kind of just in for the ride right there.
Well, make sure you go to ESPN.com for info on event and schedules. That's XGames.com. We've got you covered. All here of X Games Aspen 2018. Really excited about this one. We got a brand new event, the Harley-Davidson Snow Hill Climb. I'm actually calling it tomorrow night with Chris Baran. That's how we'll be closing it out on ESPN. More from Slopestyle right after this.
Looking back on the times that I felt bullied, it really hurt me a lot.
It affected me when I was bullied because it just made me a stronger person, knowing that, you know, they probably have something going on in their life.
To look back on the times that I felt like that I can reflect on and feel like maybe I did that to someone else, it hurts me myself.
I mean, now if I could go back and tell myself, hey, listen, being nice is cool.
Just don't let them push you over the edge. Just keep being yourself and keep doing exactly what you know what you want to do.
Shred Hate, Choose Kindness, one of the best initiatives X Games has gotten behind. Make sure to go to xgames.com/shredhate for more. We are in the midst of Run 2 here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's the men's snowboard slopestyle final. Darcy Sharp still in the lead. There you see the guys still to run, including our top-ranked qualifier from a couple of days ago who's dropping in next, Red Gerard.
Red Gerard's been money all week, and I love his rail line. Sage, what do you think about that kit?
The kit is fire. You know, he had the yellow and red last year. He's got the all white now. All right. He's looking clean. You know, you look good, you ride good.
I mean, he's got everything going for him, Brando. Gets named to the Olympic team, qualifies first at the X Games.
Tail block into run, respect.
It's just like everything is coming together for Red this winter.
And it couldn't happen to a better kid. 50 backside, 360.
Or at a better time.
The switch back to pull back.
Oh! Come on!
The noisiest of hammers.
That was insane.
That camera angle on the follow was mad nice, kid.
Switch back to 12, laying it down. This is one of the best tricks in competition, I think.
And the reason
double 10 off side hit.
He takes the quarter pipe so far back, too.
Sick.
Oh, no! The backside triple on the money booter, Brando.
Looked like he missed a little bit of pop on that, a little less speed.
It's amazing. We always talk about guys when they make their X Games debut, as he did last year, with all the talent, but maybe not able to put it together on the big stage.
For sure.
All of a sudden, totally different ball game here.
That switch back 270 pullback was textbook. That's something you see in a video part right there.
So gnarly. And this back triple 1440, as you said, just didn't get the pop. Now, you got to wonder, he hits the quarter pipe, lands extremely deep. Does he have enough speed to really generate the lift needed for that triple?
True.
So Red will hold on to his first run score of that 82.66. And second place is where he will stay. Sunday, our X Games coverage from Aspen continues on ESPN2 at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the women's ski big air and the men's ski slopestyle finals. Mick Gepper and Gus Kenworthy are the ones to watch in slope. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN, it's the men's snowboard superpipe final and the snowbike best trick finals. All of our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app. And there he is.
Come on, Mark.
A bronze medal, an uncharacteristic bronze medal last year in this event because he flat out owns it. Can he get back
One
on
of the
top?
most consistent riders of our generation here. Front 270 gap.
Going backside 270 out. The way he held that on that kind of trick, it's easy to over rotate on the rail. But Mark Mcmorris keeping that teed up. Switchback 12. Now he went down on this trick here in the last run. 1, 2, 3, frontside. No mistakes. No handcuffing
Will
here.
he do the 16?
2, 3.
Goes for the 14.
Keeps it.
Indy. That was insane.
Baller. As we said off the top, Sage, one of the most consistent riders of our generation, and the name that Brando gave Mark Mcmorris. Why do you call him the closer?
Because when he comes out, everybody else is done. Enter Sandman. Here comes the closer.
Switch backside 1260, and where this run was really made was right here. This front triple on the second jump. Went down on that in run 1, but Sage, no mistakes.
Who else is going that insane off jump number 2?
Jump number 2 looks like a tough one for everyone here, especially him on his first run, and he just laid that one down. It looked easy.
Now, Sage, I got to ask you, back triple 1440. We know Mark's got the 1620. You think he's going to drop that in his third run?
I guarantee he's going to drop it in his third run. Just to, even if he's in first, I guarantee he's just going to do it just to seal the deal.
So after that 36.33 for Mark Mcmorris on run number 1.
Probably a better score. Gonna throw that out there.
Love
right
your
now.
instinct there.
I think it's gonna be better.
We have a new leader, 90 on the dot for Mark Mcmorris. Welcome to first place.
Respect right there.
And he's still got more in the tank.
Back in familiar territory is Mark Mcmorris.
Whenever you're ready. Eye of the Tiger up here, Tyler Nicholson.
Yeah, how do you follow that up, by the way? Mark Mcmorris puts down that 90. Tyler Nicholson, our silver medalist from last year, he's sitting in 5th place.
Switch front board, and look at this cab 2. That rail is big.
It is big.
Hard
It's
to get.
not a lot of speed coming into that.
No.
Back rodeo off this.
Grab and mute. On the backside rodeo, you see a lot of guys got Bell. That's front hand on the heel edge. Nicholson opting to grab front hand in between the bindings. Whoa! There's a trick that Sage Kotzenberg knows all about. That
There we
Japan,
go.
right in that. He
Love
was spinning
the tweak.
Switch backside there, but
Yeah.
you made that backside Japan rotation
Yeah.
so famous. Big fan.
Yeah, we're big fans, Sage. Guys, let's not forget, Tyler Nicholson blew out his ACL less than a year ago.
Insane that he's riding at the level he is right now.
Tyler Nicholson is a bulldog. He's a little beast.
He is straight up bulldog. Get that tweak right there. There he is. Board keeps rotating. Can't hold it.
Now we saw Darcy Sharp, on that switch backside 1260. His shoulders kept turning, got his edge there. Nicholson, his shoulders keep turning, and that will be a throwaway run.
Look at the focus here. In his zone, Marcus Cleveland. Had that silver medal last night in big air, landed another quad. I think he's asked himself, what more do I have to do to get a gold medal in big air? My
you know
goodness.
he wants to improve on this, so.
How does he respond to Mark Mcmorris, who just took the lead?
With a nice gap back lip, that's how. That was very pretty on that down, flat down. Back 2 in, 2 out. We saw Mark Mcmorris do that.
Yep. There we go. Love that trick.
2 in, 450 out. We've been calling that the berserker.
I like it. I like it. Back double 10. Bolts.
That's what gave him trouble, and he had to go kind of rogue on this next jump, but this is what he really wanted.
Cab 16.
Triple dipping, and another triple dip right here. Backside 1440. I do not want to be a judge right now.
This is when you literally just do not want to be a judge in these scenarios. It's nitpicking. It's nitpicking.
Everything to my eye was textbook.
Yeah.
But we're not judges here.
The gap back lip, that was textbook. The only drawaway I would call was that flat down rail. Kind of came off a little bit early, was a little bit zeechy, and that's when you're not teed up or your board's completely 90. But I mean, we're just picking at straws now, splitting hairs.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that enough?
Those 2 landings, the cab 16 into that, were flawless.
To catapult Cleveland into the top spot. A 93.66 all the way into first place. Our defending gold medalist goes. insane. Marcus Cleveland taking over the top spot on run number 2.
And here starts the battle.
So 2 attempts into our 3-run final, and look at those names. Marcus Cleveland in the top spot, Mark Mcmorris joining him in the 90s club, and Darcy Sharp right behind him on 3rd place. Thank you so much, Sage Kotzenberg,
Guys,
for coming through.
Loved it.
We'll be right
it.
back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. Run 2 officially in the books here at the men's snowboard slopestyle final on just a gorgeous day 3 here at X Games Aspen. It's been so much fun the last couple of days. Headline, night 1, David Wise winning the gold.
4 different double corks. That's never been done. 1260, pardon me, in the pipe on the ski side.
And we were a part of this one yesterday. Jamie Anderson back on top after 6 straight silver medals, another gold. She is on another level.
And then what about Max Perot in the barn burner of a big air we had last night, going cab triple 1800 and then a front side triple, 2 scores combined. That got him the gold. I got to talk to him after. He loved the fidget spinner aspect of the gold medal.
And then finally, snowmobile freestyle. Brett Turcotte. This guy went double gold. So he wins that. And then speed and style last night, like a boss, comes back and goes 2 for 2.
Do you want to know what the scary thing is, Brando?
Yeah.
He still has another event this weekend.
Oh, don't tell me that. Could it be 3 for 3? Jamie Anderson, a gold medal and an acai bowl with mom. Best X Games ever.
She also gets to watch her boyfriend Tyler Nicholson throw down with the rest of the field.
So run 2 officially in the books, and it's Marcus Cleveland, the 18-year-old Norwegian super kid, with a 93.66, taking the lead away from Mark Mcmorris, and this thing is shaping up to come down to the wire, Krager.
I mean, the tension is palpable. Yuki Kadono's facing the wrong way right now.
Yuki, turn around, bud. The course is this way. This is very innovative.
Because we talked about this with Sage Kotzenberg. If you fall in the first rail, it's staring you in the face when you're about to drop in. He just simply turns his back to it.
He's doing it literally.
We have fun. We do have fun.
So it's 3rd and final attempt time. Here on the Jeep Slopestyle course, Yuki Kadono currently in 8th place. Did not have a great start to his 2nd attempt, already much better.
That down bar is just giving him a bit of trouble, though. Gets away from it, and Brando, I have to say, we've been talking about it in the qualification. We've been talking about it all day in finals. This top rail section, there's no place to hide. You can't just go fast and gap the rails.
We will find you.
We will find you like it's a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah. Take it. Take it 2. Take it 3.
Oh, my! Oh, wow! Yuki Kadono. He knew it was his 3rd of 3 runs. He knew he had to put something down. Goes hard in the paint. And the paint came up a little too quick. Those blue lines coming after him. So see, on that cab 12, doesn't really get the rotation enough, and then he still tries a frontside triple. Very under-rotated. That nose of the snowboard hitting the snow. Hope Yuki Kadono's okay. Got a very animated smile.
A bronze medal last night in big air. He will not get on the podium in slopestyle. And again, that slopestyle medal eludes him. Hard to believe. But here's Kyle Mack. He's sitting in 7th place. Hasn't put a full run together. Of course, we're in agreement. MVP as far as kits go.
I mean, rivaled by Red Gerard's all-white kit.
Yeah. It's the Church on Saturday versus the Aggressive Canary. I'm going with Mack today.
Now, Kyle Mack has fallen in the same place on both of his 2 runs thus far. I like that binding clip right in the middle of the run, too. Making sure it's on there. Good and tight. So this switch backside 12, grabs switch tail, dumps it over nice. Here's that double Michael Chuck, grabs Indy on it, giving him so much trouble. Not in run 3, Brando. Not in run 3, he says.
Money booter time.
That was such a sick backside triple 1440. That was a full pull from Kyle Mack, Brando.
That's what we were waiting to see from him all day. That's what we saw in qualifiers. This is going to skyrocket him up the standings.
Now, I don't know if it's enough to catch up to Cleveland and Mcmorris, but that could bump Darcy Sharp out of that third place position. The switchback 12, so sick. And look at the way he kind of grabs mute on that back triple and then switches to stale fish. Backside triple was groundbreaking 2-3 years ago. Now guys are doing double grabs. Wow, that
progression in real time. Kyle Mack trying to replace that 27. He undoubtedly did it. But how high will this score be?
It's going to be really interesting to see where the judges slot him. Sharp sitting in third with an 87.66.
A 77. Good enough for 5th place on his third and final run. Here's some boos from the crowd.
Jamie Anderson's not happy about it. She's going to be vocal.
This week's NBA Saturday primetime game could be a finals preview. The best in the East taking on the Kings of the West. Kyrie and the Celtics battle Chef Curry and KD, the Golden State Warriors. Our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific on ABC. You can always watch both on the ESPN app. That is my finals prediction, by the way.
You're a huge Warriors fan.
I'm a big Dubs guy.
From the Bay Area.
Yay area. For the layman. So Marcus Cleveland still leading the way. Chris Corning, that 72.33, good enough for 6th right now. What can he clean up to try and crash that podium?
Cab one in, backside 3, 50-50, frontside 360 out. Not the most technically sound rail run, but he's getting through it clean. Add a little emphasis with this backside rodeo. Now this cab 1260, watch him grab the tail. He really brings that up to the ear and tries to really whip it around. One of the riders opting for that quarter pipe feature. Backside 1080. So far, so good for Chris Corning. Same run as the second one, maybe a little bit cleaner on the front side 1440.
Yeah, it looked that way to me. And again, trying to replace that 72.33, but is it enough to best Darcy, who's sitting in that bronze medal position nearly 10 points higher?
Where Darcy trumps Chris Corning is at the top on that rail section. Yeah. His run is just a little bit more technical, a little bit more unique than Corning's cab one in, back 350, front 3.
An 80.33, so it improves his score, but not enough to get into the top 3.
Whenever you're ready, Darcy.
So here's Darcy Sharp in search of his very first X Games medal. He's sitting in bronze. His sister, of course, Cassie, competes in the ski super pipe. Seeking his very first X Games medal. He's in a great spot right now, but he could do something a little bigger to give him some more breathing room.
So solid through this top section every time. Now Cassie Sharp, she earned a rose gold medal in the pipe. That's bronze for the layman term as well.
Thank you, I did not know that.
Yeah, we like to have fun here. So if it ended right now, Darcy Sharp will be matching his sister, but we know Darcy Sharp, he doesn't want to be like his sister. He wants silver, he wants gold. Switch backside 1260, so solid. Frontside, I might be mistaken, but could that have been a frontside 1440 off the toes? I think it was. And backside 1440, I think that was a frontside 1440 off the toes, which I've never seen Darcy Sharp do. Grabbing nose. There's mom, Shan Sharp. She's having a good time.
Mrs. Sharp approves. What a run. The best we've seen from Darcy on the X Games stage.
That was frontside 1440 off the toes. Now, Darcy Sharp has been battling ankle injuries, and that's why the way he goes so deep and lands with so much weight on there. Wow, what a run from Darcy Sharp. He has got to be ecstatic. Opted to drop out of big air last night and save himself for this event.
Now Mark sits in front of him with that 90. Sharp has to be feeling good. That's a better run, we think, than what got him to 87.66. Is it enough? A 91! And he leapfrogs Mcmorris to take silver medal position. Now Mark obviously still has one more run, but wow, Darcy Sharp. Our final four when we return. Red Gerard, our top-ranked qualifier. Tyler Nicholson, our silver medalist from last year. Mark Mcmorris, and our leader, Marcus Cleveland. More from Aspen after this. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's down to the final four here in the men's snowboard slopestyle final. There is our leaderboard. Marcus Cleveland, our defending gold medalist, in the top spot, but Darcy Sharp just made the loudest of noises, jumping up from bronze medal position into second place. Of course, Mark Mcmorris, who he just leapfrogged, still has one more go.
As does Red Gerard, our top qualifier, and our silver medalist from last year, Tyler Nicholson. That podium, yeah, it's not safe yet.
Mark Mcmorris finished off the podium in big air last night, but this truly is his event. Slopestyle. He did not come here for a bronze or silver. He came here to get back on top. There's Red Gerard currently just outside of the podium. It should be noted the last time an American earned a slopestyle medal here at X Games, the guy who's just in the booth with us a few minutes ago, Sage Kotzenberg, back in 2012.
Is that officially a drought, Brando?
Red, help us out, please. We know he has the tricks. Just got to clean some things up and come correct in that jump section.
Oh, every time, 3 for 3 on that switchback 2 pullback. You start that switch backside rotation, stop yourself on the rail and put your board the opposite way. So difficult, Brando.
Right now, a big gap between he and Mark Mcmorris, 82.66 and 90. What can he do to catch up to Mark?
So he's solid on that jump, usually.
You know what, I maybe don't answer the question.
What would have helped him a lot was that backside triple on the money booter, if you will. He had been struggling with that, not getting that much pop off the takeoff and really having to fight that triple around. So the judges were noticing that. But he's been so solid on this all week. Frontside double off the quarter pipe. Judges loving the way that Red was taking such a creative use of the jump, using those quarter pipe features.
So Red will just miss out on the podium. Fourth place is where he will stay. Mark Mcmorris, a bronze medal last year in big air. He's sitting in third place again right now. Take a look at the all-time medals leader list. He still might earn one. Obviously, Tyler Nicholson could change things, but he didn't come here for a medal. He came here for gold. It's the pressure cooker, Craig.
Medal here today jumps up into the company of Jamie Anderson, who we had the pleasure of calling that big air medal. She becomes the most winningest female of all time at the X Games. But Mark Mcmorris, he wants to be in that 15 medal count. And Brando, you called him the closer.
Marcus Cleveland is in gold medal position, but you know he's looking over his shoulder because the most successful rider on the men's side when it comes to slopestyle is about to drop in for his third and final attempt, trying to earn a 5th slopestyle gold medal. Here's Mark Mcmorris.
So solid on that frontside 270 last run. He came off the end of the rail, but was just a little bit to the inside. That back 270 out. Perfect. And he tosses a berserker, switches things up. Mark Mcmorris playing ball. Switch backside 1260. 1, 2, 3. Frontside triple, perfect. He all won.
It all comes down to this, Greg.
1, 2, 3. He goes for the back triple 1440, and Marcus Cleveland, he's breathing a deep sigh of relief.
Oh, the hearts are beating very quickly here in the booth. Mark Mcmorris unable to complete that run. What could have been, Craig?
It was so close. Here is the back triple 1440 that he went down on. Now, Mark was landing so deep on that second jump, and it's hard to gain speed for the third jump. We were speculating that he would attempt a 1620, so that trick with another 180 on the end, but he switched up his rail game at the top and then stuck with the 1440, unable to put it down, so he's going to sit in third position with a score of 9.
Yeah, he's in that bronze medal position, but the last guy that could change things up here, Tyler Nicholson, who's sitting in 7th place. It hasn't been his day. He had a tough go of it last night in Big Air. You have to wonder if that's affecting him. But he is the last guy that's between Marcus Cleveland and a repeat gold medal.
Switch front board, cap 270, pull back, the best one he's done today. We saw Tyler Nicholson, as you said, in that Big Air. He put his face in the snow, and I had breakfast with him this morning. It was very, very scratched up, so tough Canadian kid coming out here, and that's not affecting him. Cap 1440 on the first of 3 jumps. Switch backside 1260, grabbing that Japan, made famous by Sage Kotzenberg, who was just in the booth. And then a frontside 1440 bolts.
What a run for Tyler Nicholson on his final attempt. Marcus Cleveland was thinking about a victory lap. Tyler Nicholson comes correct. We'll see where that puts him.
Tyler Nicholson, switch backside 1260, grabbing Japan. He fell on that and run 2, able to stomp it here. Couple hands down, but gained speed in this frontside 1440. I was with Jack Matroni on the host set. We were talking a little lingo and what it means to say bolts. Well, your bindings are attached to your snowboard with some hardware bolts, and when you land like that, we say you land bolts.
Where else are you going to find this type of intel on television? So that will certainly replace his 46.66. But is it enough? No, an 81 puts him up into 5th, and with that, our podium was set, and with that, Marcus Cleveland repeats with another gold medal. Last night he took an L, but today he bounces back, defending his gold medal here in 2018.
You listen to a lot of rap, or?
Kind of a hip-hop guy.
He's kind of a Big Sean guy. Marcus Cleveland, that cab 16 triple was so solid. That back triple was so solid. He had such a good run.
This is just simply remarkable. Marcus Cleveland, on his second attempt, puts down that 93.66. And he's not able to be caught. This one is a victory lap for the fans here at Buttermilk Mountain as he makes it 2 straight on the slopestyle course.
Well, Cleveland, I mean, he's got to be riding with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. We saw him at Big Air last night, put down a quad 1800, perfect, which is psycho, simply psycho. His switchback triple was giving him some trouble, and he wasn't able to land it clean, so he did not earn a gold, lost to Max Perot. So today, Marcus Cleveland comes out and comes correct.
Norway well represented. Marcus Cleveland with another gold medal. This 18-year-old just continues to write his name in the history books. Darcy Sharp with the silver, and Mark Mcmorris earning the bronze medal. 2 in a row for Marcus. Let's head down to Corbin, who's with Cleveland.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Marcus, back-to-back gold medals. You are the #1 slopestyle rider in the world right now. What's it like to be back on top again?
I don't know. I've been struggling pretty hard this week. I've been taking a couple bails. My ass isn't really feeling that good. So I'm super happy to land a run today and come out on top, so thank you.
I saw you have a chat with your manager over there before. It seemed like you were having a bit of a strategic planning. What was said?
We were just talking like, you can do this, and yeah, pretty much that's it.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go celebrate now. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
In his 4th X Games appearance, he earns his 4th X Games medal, 2 silvers in big air and 2 gold in bronze. What can't this kid do? It's incredible.
I mean, he loves gold. He loves the fidget spinner aspect. I do too.
Yeah, what a great feature on these medals. A heated battle between he and Mark Mcmorris. McMo was unable to put it down on that 3rd and final run. It was a ton of fun out here today, but once again, Marcus Cleveland reigns supreme.
So solid, such a good event. We said off the top, this is my favorite day of the year, and no disappointment in 2018, Brando.
It's been a heck of a day 3, but we're still just getting started. More from Buttermilk after this message and a word from our ABC stations.